With Ike and Spike and Fritz on a beautiful May afternoon. Ike, how you feeling?
Feeling good, Brother Spike.
Mm-hmm.
Happy Wednesday to you.
Mm-hmm.
7 out of 9 for the Fightins. Looking pretty good. Jackie Baseball. Don't get too excited in there.
Never
Long
would.
way
Yep.
to go, brother.
Don't even smile.
Long
Yep.
way to go. Holla at your boy.
I tell you what,
Yep.
I think May's the most underrated month of the year.
May?
Yeah, May doesn't get talked about like it should. It's actually an elite month. It's not too hot yet.
Yep.
It's
The rain's over.
But you get a nice spring rain. I'm in on a spring rain.
Yeah, just not the April rain.
Sure, April rain stinks. Still a little cold.
Yeah.
May rain a little bit warmer. Not really humid yet. No skeeters out there.
And June, I start thinking about the summer being over already in June.
Mosquitoes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Mosquitoes. I didn't know what the hell skeeters were.
So I'm just saying, I think May gets slept on as a
good month.
I never thought as May is, other than the fact that Memorial Day is at the end of the month.
Right.
That's like the beginning of the summer. I never really thought of May.
What's
as
the
a
best
big
month?
in the year?
215.
What's the
October's
best month?
of the year.
Nah, my wife says that. I disagree.
Yeah, October.
I disagree. Though we did get married in October. All
Yeah,
right.
there you go.
It's a big show, as it always is on a Wednesday. Larry Anderson joins us at 3 o'clock.
L.A.
Flyers in 50 will puck it up with birds as we talk about the Flyers getting screwed in the lottery.
Yep, but they died so the Sixers could fly on Monday.
Yeah, we're going to get one. We're going to get one,
Hey,
buddy.
we'll
Yes.
sacrifice the Flyers. You kidding me?
Yep. Now, Elliot Shore Parks joins us for a very special Wednesday appearance at 4 o'clock as he has to have his little come-to-Jesus moment about being wrong about Dallas Goedert this entire time as Dallas Goedert's going to stay with the Eagles. The new Eagles Inside of the Year power rankings are at 4:30, but we start off with shame on you, Ike Reese. Shame on you, Jack Fritz. Shame on you, the listener right now, the community member of the WIP afternoon show, as everyone was too hard on the Phillies this entire time. I take you back 1 year ago.
Are you taking a victory lap?
I'm taking a little bit of a victory lap. I am.
For what?
Because I was the reasonable one about the Phillies this entire time. I'm never the reasonable one. I was the reasonable one this time. And for a bunch of people that all told me last year how long the season is and not to get up too high or too low, and we were ready to throw this team in the trash because they were 3 games over 500. And everyone said this offseason is that it doesn't matter if we get off to a hot start, rather. Doesn't matter. And everybody just melting down. The bullpen melting down. Aaron Nola melting down. Trey Turner can't hit, melting down. Wah. And here we are. We're 2 games out of first place, the Phillies are. They're 20-15. They've won 7 and 9, and it looks like they're going to be all right. And it looks like they're going to be maybe a bullpen arm, maybe a platoon guy away from being right in this conversation for the World Series again after the trade deadline. So I think, Jack, you should apologize. You were like, they just don't have it. Ike, you should apologize. Everybody should just say, I'm sorry for being too hard on the Phillies so far.
Yeah, I'm not there yet. But I can appreciate the optimism and I can appreciate the positive vibes coming from you. It's not like you, but hey, listen, it's what we're doing in 2025.
Yes,
we're
changing
growing.
things up.
We're growing. So
Yes.
I feel you there. A little bit too early for a victory lap.
I don't think so.
A little bit too early. They're on a nice little run right now. They're coming off a good homestand. We'll see what they do on this road trip. They got the first one down there in their sandbox at the spring training game at the.
That is ridiculous, by the way.
Yes.
Looks like a Little League field.
Yes.
It's
Take
the same
over in
dimensions
every game.
as your nonsense Yankee Stadium.
Well, that stadium's ridiculous too, but at least it's big and ridiculous. But the dimensions of the stadium are ridiculous at Yankee Stadium too.
So my only thing is that it's still a little early. The way we're sitting right now, I'm gonna need to see this a little while longer. I'm gonna need to see this a little while longer. It's a great job by Bomer. Finally off the schneid, so we'll get into that at some point today.
Well, yeah, we will. We'll get
I'm
into
sure
it.
we will.
It was only a home run
moment last night.
Only a home run in 7 parks.
There
but,
you go.
Yep,
There you go. But he got there.
Yep.
He got there. And listen.
But they're showing fight. Even when they lose, they're showing fight. Like this thing that we thought they were dead. Even Sunday's game where they were down 7-1. They didn't win the game, but they showed fight. The team looks alive. They look like the Phillies again. That's what I'm saying. They feel like the
No, they
Phillies
don't.
again. Yes, they do.
Nah, they feel like a team that's winning games because you're going to win games in baseball. They don't feel like a title contending team.
A week ago, you were upset that their run differential was 1.
Yes.
It's 12 now after a week. Now, I'm just saying.
Good.
I'm just saying everything's
We're heading in the right direction.
Yes, and with like the fast start that didn't do us any favors last year. Here we are. We're just warming up. The guys. It's a veteran team
Right.
that takes a while to warm up. Guys in their 30s. They're not overextending themselves. We haven't even had Ranger this year. It's like things are going to be fine. Ranger will end up in the bullpen. Things are going to be all right.
Yeah, but
they're
I don't
going
know
to
if
be fine.
You know what? You say that, but it doesn't feel that way.
It does to me.
Well, I think you're in the minority.
Ah.
Well, matter of fact, I know you're in the minority with this.
215-592-9494. You were too hard on the Phillies. I'm not even asking the question if you were too hard. I'm saying you were too hard on the Phillies. I just want you to admit it. That's all. Jack, I would like you to admit it.
No, because listen, they're never a bad team.
But you were done.
No, the offense, I'm still.
You were done.
No, it's not true.
You were done. You were out.
You're not going to paint me into that corner.
Justin, go find the audio.
Not with my team. You can do it with whatever Eagles. Don't care. Not with my team.
You were out.
I wasn't out.
You said they didn't have it.
I said offensively they don't have it.
Well, that's half.
Have what? You think this is a World Series team?
Sure.
There's no way in hell you believe this is a World Series.
What are we supposed to apologize for?
There's no way you believe this is a World Series.
It's a World Series. They are as good as any team that isn't the Dodgers.
There's no
they
way
are.
There's no way you believe this is a World Series.
They
team.
are. The Yankees are sitting at 20-17 or whatever.
The Yankees stink,
They're better than they've more talent than the Mets.
Here's the thing. When you say they are as good as anyone who's not the Dodgers, well, okay. Well, let's hope we don't meet the Dodgers in the first round of the playoffs.
Well, okay.
Well, I'm just saying that means our playoff run is over with before it ever gets started.
Maybe it will
They can
be.
beat the Dodgers in the series.
Well, they could. They have the starting pitching to beat the Dodgers in the series. I'm just saying it's baseball. That's the only thing. It would coming into.
That's the case. Then let's say that for every sport.
No,
then everybody. No, yes, it is.
No, I'm saying
everybody has a chance to win because it's football or it's baseball or it's basketball.
I am saying my original proposition with this team is they are as good as any team in baseball, not the Dodgers. The Dodgers are what the Dodgers
but here's
are.
the problem with that argument.
Yeah.
Is that the other teams aren't as good as the Dodgers either. So
Yes,
you're not a real World Series team unless you really believe we can beat the Dodgers.
I think we can beat the Dodgers.
You just said
other
than the Dodgers.
I'm saying they're not as good as they don't have as much talent as the Dodgers, but they can certainly beat the Dodgers in a series. They certainly
anything
can
happen, but you wouldn't bet your life on it. You wouldn't bet on it.
I wouldn't bet my life on any.
My point is, you
event.
wouldn't bet on the Phillies beating the Dodgers. You would bet that the Dodgers would beat the Phillies.
Well,
Yes, it's okay to say.
They're the most talented team in maybe 25 years.
So my point in saying this is that just because we're as good as the Mets or the Braves or the Cubs, we're all getting waxed. It doesn't matter.
Oh, I see. I don't agree with that.
It's a matter of the matchup. It's a matter of the matchup that you get. And we got the Mets in the first round last year. We won more games. We still went home, and I mean, not only did we go home, I mean, we went home with our tail tucked between our legs.
Yes, and that was a team that wasn't as good. So my point being, I'll worry about the Dodgers when we're facing the Dodgers in the playoffs.
You think this team is better than last year's team?
Not yet.
Okay.
Well, but they're better than they're not as good as the way they started last year, but they're better than the way they finished last year. That's what I would say.
I'm just saying, do you think overall talent-wise, this team is better than the 95-win team?
Talent-wise, yes.
That we've all said is the best team of the team that's been in this latest run.
Talent-wise,
the
yes.
most wins. This team has more talent.
Yes. Well, they have Luzardo. They didn't have Luzardo last year.
You give me one pitcher.
Well, all the other players are the same. Stott's better than he was last year. Trey is better than he was last year.
Pitching wise, we're not as good as we were at this time last year.
Not as hot, but the players are as good.
And in the second half, the pitching wasn't as good as it was in the first half. Right?
Sure. Yes, I would agree with that.
Agree with that?
Yeah.
And other than adding Luzardo, who is a 5 to 6 inning pitcher,
well, has not been this year. Hasn't been a 5 or 6 inning pitcher this year. No, he's been 6+ this year.
It's been 5 to 6 innings. I got no problem with Luzardo. I got no problem with him. My only point is that that's one pitcher.
Yeah, he's one pitcher,
We
but
had a
he's
pretty good pitching staff last year and still went home.
I'm saying you asked if they're better than last year. I
But
think
they're
they're better
not.
than last year. I do think they're better than last year. All right, 215-592-9494.
Home is not as good as he was last year.
Well, that's on you.
But you're
It's
getting,
not on me. It's just not on me.
but he got Stott back.
Stott's
You're
better
gonna-
than he was
you got
last
some
year.
give and take. You got some
Yeah,
Trey's
Casti-
heating back up.
Yeah, Castellanos.
JT's what?
I said Trey's heating back up.
Okay, Trey.
Yeah, JT.
Hold on. Not Trey, the player that everybody complains about.
Yeah.
Do nothing but complain. Don't give me the Trey Turner stuff now, like, because you want to make a point. You do nothing but complain about the guy as if he's a bum. We want him moved out of his position. Don't give me praise for Trey Turner today. We're giving praise to Trey Turner today?
He's been a good hitter. He's
He's
hit
been
well.
the same Trey Turner. He's been the same Trey Turner. He does nothing but get ripped here. 'Cause
Well,
he's
not
doing
me.
enough. Oh,
He's
come
a
on, man.
horrible
Everybody
shortstop.
around here is down on Trey Turner,
me.
man. They
There's
want to trade the guy. Nobody's singing the praise of Trey Turner around here like they should be. A guy who hit 300.
All I'm saying is everyone was too hard on him. And everyone owes an apology.
No, we're not.
Yes.
We're not. Forget about the apology.
Yeah.
Give me a break. You
Yeah,
want
an
to
apology.
apologize for being wrong about the Eagles all year long. You want to apologize
Well,
about
I
the
said it
Phillies?
was- but I was- I said I was
about
wrong.
the Phillies
Yes.
for a week of good baseball.
Yes.
2 weeks ago, we weren't feeling this way.
Well, I said it would be fine a week ago. I think people overreacted. That's all. I thought everybody reacted.
So you didn't have any concerns.
Well, of course I had concerns.
Okay, then so don't act like you said in the face of adversity and when they were struggling and you still
I
felt
still thought
confident.
I did. I still thought they
you
would be
didn't feel
fine.
confident.
I did.
All right.
I did.
I
All
just
right.
want to give you a little pushback.
All right.
We got a 4-hour show today.
All right, yeah. We do have a next question today. You call about your sports point. I'll ask you next question, Aaron, and then we will get to this point. Sony was founded today, the enormous electronics company
Something tells me
Sony.
you don't have to worry about Aaron the rest of the week.
Yeah. For next question today, give us your all-time favorite piece of electronics. So it doesn't have to be current. It could be something when you were 10 years old. It could be something 20 years ago. It could be something now. All-time favorite piece of electronics. Jack, what is yours?
Now, this is for all the, I would say, 33 to 25-year-olds out there.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
That's some Pokemon thing?
Sort of. Yeah. Game Boy Color. You kidding me?
Oh, okay.
Game Boy Color.
Game Boy was big.
I remember Game Boy. I don't know. Is there color? Is that
Well, Game Boy Color was the most advanced one.
Okay.
The last, I guess, evolution.
Yeah, I
of
remember
Game
the
Boy.
original.
I remember Game Boys.
Yeah,
I
that
remember Game
Tetris
Boys,
came
yeah.
with Tetris.
I'm sure you had the first one ever made,
All
right?
time, yes, it was gold plated. It was actually funny. Mr. Nintendo delivered it directly to my house. Ike, favorite all time piece of electronics?
I'll keep it simple.
Yep.
I got to go with the PlayStation.
OG PlayStation.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going with the. See, I can't think of the model, but it's not the PS5,
Okay.
not the PS2. Maybe the 3 or the 4. Is that the white console?
I
don't
think so.
remember.
Right? Is that the white one with the?
Is that the PS2?
That's the PS2.
No, PS2 was definitely black.
Right.
And
PS2
then
was black.
Maybe the next evolution was I thought the first one PlayStation was silver.
So PlayStation
Yeah.
2 was in the
I'm thinking
delegation.
PS3. I think
PlayStation 3 was exciting whites.
I think it's PS3.
Okay,
I think that's
PS3.
the one I'm thinking of because I actually still have it.
I'm going to go way back, and I'm going to say dual tape deck boombox was my favorite piece of electronics of all time.
Dual tape decks.
Yeah, 2 tape decks. You could tape one tape onto the other one.
Yeah.
2 big speakers.
Yeah.
Sometimes, if you had a good one, you could take the 2 speakers off and put them back on. Boombox. Boombox, favorite piece of electronics of all time. All right, 215-592-9494. Were you too hard on the Phillies? And next question today, as today is the day Sony was founded, your all-time favorite piece of electronics